I'm Lord Elemental, and welcome to another episode of Greenlight Highlights from the Steam Chamber. We've got another 6 games for you today from the highlight system, plus something a little extra. So our first game today is Assetto Corsa. Now, Assetto Corsa is a new PC-based racing game for Windows, which is expected to release sometime in 2013. It's being designed to be very much a realistic racing simulator rather than an arcade racer. It's got a single player and a multiplayer. The cars are officially licensed, much in the same way as Gran Turismo, and the tracks are also officially licensed. It's all done with laser scan technology, so it should be pretty consistent and accurate to real life. Now, it's also offering what it calls a considerable amount of customization and modification in order to satisfy the expectations of professional sim racers. There's a preview of that available over at assettocorsa.net, link below as always. Please do, if you like the look of it, go and look at the Greenlight page and give it a like. Right, next up we've got a classic game, The Seventh Guess by Trilobite Games. Now, this was a classic horror puzzle game set in a haunted mansion, and it was one of the first games to ever use FMV, which led to Bill Gates calling it the new standard in electronic entertainment. It was the very first game to employ full high-res 3D animation and live video. Now, this is an official re-release of the game by the developer Trilobite. So if you played the game in the 90s and feel like taking a walk down memory lane, or if you're just a fan of camp kitsch horror games, then please do go check this out and give it your like. Next up we have Hidden, which is a horror point and click game in a first person perspective, much in the vein of Amnesia, but with a point and click interface. You play the part of Thomas Farrell, an anthropologist from the University of Buenos Aires, who is summoned to take part in an expedition which soon turns out to be not quite what it seemed. There are some key features which include a rich and mature story, which is then strengthened and backed up with several documents, books, audio recordings and visual elements along the adventure. It's got a classic point and click adventure gameplay interface with lots of items to interact with. It supposedly has intriguing and immersive locations with story oriented puzzles, and it also has an original and gripping score for each and every location. Now, these games are normally worth a few hours of fun. I like the idea that they're mixing the horror element and the sort of Amnesia style game with a more classic point and click adventure. It looks quite good, it looks quite entertaining, and it's got a lot of atmosphere. Please do go and have a look at it. Next up we have an RTS in the vein of War the Game. Now, there is a free demo for this one over at warthegame.net, link below. You are a supreme commander directing armies across the entire globe, which are battling for world domination. You're fighting through politically realistic and fictional scenarios as you take control of the land, at sea and air, and nuclear forces of major global powers. Now, it's an RTS that's easy to learn and yet hard to master. It's got a limited number of army types, smooth controls and simple grain rules, which make this RTS fun and playable using a controller as well as a keyboard. The controls are simple. It's got supposedly groundbreaking AI. That's, as I say, there's a demo available for that one now. It looks interesting. See what you make of it. Right, next up we have Fields of War, a mech-based massive multiplayer third-person shooter which focuses on large-scale battles, territorial control, skill, and most importantly, team play. Players are divided into 2 factions, north and south, coming from different climates and landscapes, and fight over the control of the entire land. Now, the key features are a persistent world hosted on their own servers, up to 200 players per instance, a full dynamic night and day cycle, 2 different distinct landscapes offering strategic gameplay, a node-based territorial control mechanic, 5 distinct mech classes with different playstyles, complete customization of your mech's colours and camo pattern, PC, Mac and Linux support, and a unified multi-platform account, so buy once and you can play on any supported platform, and this does include cross-platform multiplayer. Now, it It's not the best looking game. It doesn't look too bad. It looks a little dated, or it's obviously not going to match MechWarrior Online, but it provides a more interesting. It provides an interesting change of pace in that it's much larger battles and it's a little bit more asymmetrical than most of your standard MechWarrior games. It looks promising. By all means, go and check out their website, which is regularly putting out information of betas, so you can join a beta event and see what you think of the game. Definitely one to keep your eye on. Right, our final main game for this week is iRacing.com. Now, iRacing.com is an existing premier PC-based motorsports racing simulator, which is available over at iRacing.com. It's a massively multiplayer, subscription-based game, which you pay a monthly fee, and you can either unlock cars and tracks by using in-game points, or you can spend real-world currency. Now, they cover everything from NASCAR to IndyCar to Grand Am, Aussie V8 supercars, and right up to sports cars and Grand Prix racing. There are a lot of options. All you need is a PC, a gaming wheel or gamepad that simply plugs into USB, so obviously there's no keyboard and mouse support for this one, and an internet connection. iRacing organises all of the racing for you with over 40 official series, or you can choose to host your own race or race in one of over 400 private leagues. Now, the game boasts the best online racing simulation and service in the world with brilliant features and functionality, as voted for by PC Gamer in 2012. There is head-to-head racing competitions, racing against real people, open practice, qualifying, testing and time trial competitions, constant free automatic updates and improvements to the surface, officially licensed, well, I'd argue that's not exactly free if you're paying a subscription charge, officially licensed cars that are engineered from the ground up in cooperation with real-world race teams and using real-world physics, officially licensed laser-scanned exact replicas of the world's greatest racetracks, officially sanctioned racing organised by iRacing, an online community of racing enthusiasts, over 40,000 strong, and the ability to host your own private sessions, run your own tournaments, or create your own private racing leagues. Now, the fans of iRacing.com really do champion private racing leagues. You, unlike a lot of the other racing games, you can end up in a tournament with 1,200 other people, which creates a bit more fun on the multiplayer and competitive side of things. The only downside is it's not a cheap game. As I said earlier, it is subscription based, and if you wanted to buy the tracks or the cars with real world money, then the prices are quite high. I think it's about £10 or $10 per car or track. Considering the amount of items in the game, that's around £1,000 to buy everything. So it is a pricey game, but of course, not people are not going to go on there and buy everything. I'm assured you can unlock everything with the in-game currency, but you do still have to pay that subscription charge. So by all means, go and have a look at the website. And if you like what you see, then please do vote it onto Steam as well. Now, just one more thing before we go this week. We usually only feature 6 Greenlight games on the Greenlight Highlights episodes. However, I just wanted to give a special mention to a game called Project Awakened. Now, I was originally going to include this in the Greenlight Highlights episode proper, but before I had a chance to put the video together, the Kickstarter that was funding Project Awakened failed. However, they have put an update on their Kickstarter page to say that they're going to make an announcement in the next couple of days, and that the project isn't officially dead. So please do go and have a look at the game, and go and have a look at their Kickstarter page. It looks like a fantastic game. It's being built with the Unreal Engine 4 technology. It's an unprecedented, customizable, physics-based action game. You can create a character, anything from a martial artist to a ninja to a weapon specialist to various magical abilities. It's what Champions Online should have been, except for it is a single player game. It looks absolutely stunning. and perhaps a little too good to be true. But like I say, they're making an announcement in the next couple of days. So again, if you like the look of the game, which I'm sure you will, then please do go and have a look at their page and give it a like on Greenlight anyway, because you never know, this game might come out in the future sometime. Right, that's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for checking out the games. Please do like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and please let us know how we can make the videos better, and let us know if there's anything on Greenlight that we haven't covered and you think we should.